What are dermatomes? Hello and welcome to the channel. In my last video about shingles eye disease, we touched on the topic of dermatomes. I promised to discuss these fascinating parts of our bodies. So, without further ado, let's dive in. Dermatomes. They might sound like something you'd use to ward off evil spirits, or maybe like the latest superhero team from Marvel, but they're actually a real-life essential part of your body. And get this, they're all about the nerves in your skin. Yes, your skin. To understand dermatomes, let's delve into the realm of human anatomy. Let's start with a simple question. Have you ever had a tingly feeling in a specific part of your body and wondered, why does it feel like that? Is it just me? Well, that tingling could very well be a sign that your dermatomes are getting involved. Now, don't worry, I am not going to go full medical textbook on you here. But it's good to know that dermatomes are actually pretty cool and they help our body do a lot of important stuff. So, what are dermatomes? Here's the 411. Dermatomes are regions of the skin that are served by specific sensory nerves. That means each dermatome is connected to a particular nerve root that comes off your spinal cord. For example, in this image here, when that nerve gets stimulated, whether from touch, pain, temperature, or just a weird sensation like when your foot falls asleep in inverted commas, the brain gets the message from that part of your skin. So, imagine the spinal cord is like a giant nerve highway system, and the dermatomes are the individual exit ramps. Each exit ramp or dermatome leads to a specific part of your body, like, say, your arm, your leg, or even the middle of your back. There are about 30 dermatomes in your body, and they form a pattern that looks like a weird, nervy pizza pie. Some of these areas overlap, but each dermatome has its own distinct area of skin that it's responsible for. To make it even clearer, think of it like a delivery system. The spinal cord is like a central hub, and the nerves, each corresponding to a dermatome, are like your friendly neighborhood delivery people, bringing information to the brain. Hey brain, the skin on the left side of the arm is feeling cold. Or, hey brain, there's a strange rash on the right side of the leg. The brain processes all of this info so you know exactly what's happening in your body. But wait, there's more. If one of your nerve roots gets damaged or compressed, you can get a disruption in the feeling in the corresponding dermatome. And that's when things get tricky. Suddenly, that body part might feel numb, tingly, or even downright painful. So, dermatomes are more than just fun science facts. They can be really useful when doctors are diagnosing problems like herniated discs or shingles. More about this later. Let's consider a recent conversation I had with a patient of mine who recently came to see me with a numb feeling in his leg. My exact words to him were, yes, I see you have a slight case of numb leg, most likely due to a problem with your L5 dermatome. But don't worry, we'll get you patched up and back on your feet in no time. But first, let's talk about the importance of spinal health. Now, would it surprise you to hear that the nerve L5, lumbar spine, in his spine was being compressed by a herniated disc? My next question to him, of course, was indeed, do you have back pain? And he did. So, you see, just knowing about dermatomes helps us, the doctors, and you can also try this on yourself to find out the origin of a compressive pain, a nerve problem. Now, if you're thinking, okay, this is all cool, but why should I care about dermatomes? Well, my friend, you're about to find out. Understanding dermatomes can actually help in the diagnosis of a ton of issues. For example, number one, if you're dealing with pain or discomfort in a specific part of your body, as we have just described, for example, due to a herniated disc. Number two, if you've ever had shingles, you'll recognize those painful, blistering rashes that follow a dermatome pattern. Yep, it's those pesky nerves acting up. And if you remember from last week's video, if the nerve involved in your shingles episode is the same one that supplies your eyes with vision, you risk going blind. The nerve involved is the one that supplies the upper side of the face, like in this photo. Number three, if you're into fitness, for example, knowing your dermatomes can help you understand the difference between muscle strain and nerve problems. Spoiler alert, your muscles can hurt from a workout, but if your nerve is irritated, it might feel like something else entirely. It could involve numbness, weakness, paralysis, a burning type pain, but specifically it follows the course of that particular dermatome. So it's like it radiates out into a region far from where the pain originated. This is quite classic of nerve type pain. For example, let's talk about the C6 dermatome. It's the one that goes down the arm and into the thumb. If you've got a pinched nerve in your neck, say due to poor posture or sleeping weirdly, you might experience tingling or numbness right down your thumb, index finger, and the side of your forearm. And another good example is what we affectionately call in the medical world Saturday night syndrome or Saturday night palsy. Look at this photo. This poor chap has had one too many on a Saturday night, if you catch my drift. He's parked on a park bench for the duration of the night, unless someone bundles him off home. The next morning, he won't feel anything in the back of his hand and part of his forearm. Why? Because he has inadvertently compressed the nerve that runs from his armpit to his hand. In a few hours, he'll be fine, but he may not know that yet. He will rock up to the nearest emergency department or to someone like me, his family doctor, worried that he has had a stroke or something similar. We will, of course, pat him on the back, reassure him, send him on his merry way, and warn him of the dangers of alcohol. Or I might send him the link to this video of mine. So you see, if you've had a bad case of weird thumb, and you know you've had something compress your arm or your thumb or your hand, like a park bench, it's probably nothing to panic about. But now, thanks to your knowledge of dermatomes, you can go to your doctor, point to the exact spot and say, "Doc, I think it's my C6 dermatome acting up. Can you take a look?" Let's break this down a little bit more. The body is divided into 8 cervical or neck dermatomes. These cover the neck, of course, and the arms. 12 thoracic dermatomes. These cover the chest, the torso, and the upper abdomen. 5 lumbar dermatomes, the lower back and the thighs, and part of the legs. And 5 sacral dermatomes. These serve the groin area and part of your legs. The coccygeal dermatome is tiny and serves a small area around the tailbone or the coccyx. Yes, your tailbone, no one forgets that guy. A lot of pain if you happen to damage your tailbone. If you've ever had that, you will never forget the tailbone ever again in your life. Now, you might be thinking, okay, so I get that the dermatomes are connected to the nerves, but why is this important for me in real life? Great question, and I'm glad you asked. Here are some fun facts about dermatomes. Shingles is caused by a reactivation of the chickenpox virus, and it specifically targets one or more dermatomes. You'll often see a rash that follows that nerve's pathway. It's like the virus's personal road trip. Look at this photo to see why. In French, shingles is called zona, implying a kind of a zone. And in German, the word is Gürtelrose. Gürtel meaning a belt. And I think that's a very apt description of what shingles looks like. So Gürtelrose, effectively a rose or a red belt, which is exactly what you see on the patient's body when they turn up with shingles. Nerve pain, exactly the same principle. The pain follows the path of the nerve affected, of the dermatome. So, the next time you're dealing with a strange sensation, or if you just want to impress your friends at a party, you can throw out the word dermatome and blow their minds. Trust me, it's like a secret code for your body's nerve network. That's all I've got for today. If you found this video not only informative, but also fun, I hope, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for some more nerdy educational goodness, and drop a comment below if you've ever had a weird sensation you think could be connected to your dermatomes. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Stay connected. To your nerves, of course. What else did you think? And of course, if you have any other medical queries, well, you know exactly what to do. Just ask a doc.